Good morning everyone, I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm Mysticle and today I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. And wow, do I have quite a roller coaster for you guys today. We've got some good news and we've got some really cheap VR game bundles. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. First things first, the Quest V53 PTC is now out, and it actually comes with quite a few really nice features. First of all, let's begin with one that people have been asking for the longest time. In fact, I think people have been asking for this ever since the Quest came out. We now have laying down mode in accessibility settings. This will allow you to play your VR games while laying down. Do keep in mind, this is the PTC, meaning it's not the stable build that will go out to everyone. This is the public test channel, which means there are bugs in it and not everything is 100% perfect just yet. However, the laying down mode is certainly a great addition that I will be taking use of anytime I want to watch a movie or anything like that inside virtual reality while laying down. Until now, I had to kind of grab the display and drag it up onto the ceiling, and not every app supports that either. So some things I couldn't watch and others I just had to deal with laying down on my side, which isn't ideal while wearing a VR headset. Those of you that have ever tried that will know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's also great for accessibility for those that need to be laying down while playing virtual reality. So massive thumbs up there, that feature is finally out. For those of you that are using direct touch, you're going to notice some pretty big changes. The UI now looks more like a tablet than anything else and is slightly more redefined. And I'm saying slightly because not everything is perfect here just yet. Any window that is automatically larger than the bar at the bottom will still be larger than the bar at the bottom. The bar does not resize. So it kind of looks a little bit off anytime you're using a larger app. I think the icons in the bottom left have also changed. I will confirm that while editing though, it's just something that comes into my mind. They seem slightly more elongated. Talking about icons, you can now pin your favorite apps to the bar at the bottom. Any app that you might want to pin to that bar, you can now pin it by holding on it and dragging it down. This, again, should have been a feature for a very long time. I have tried pinning apps to the bottom bar multiple times in the past, and it's just something that I feel like should be there. It's a feature on any OS ever, Mac OS X, Windows, Android. You can always pin apps to the bottom bar, therefore allowing you to have your most used apps right there at your fingertips. Moving back to direct touch again, another thing that has changed is your minimize and maximize icons have now moved to the top left. This is going to take quite some time getting used to, and to be honest, I'm not entirely certain why they would make that change. They were perfectly fine where they were, and I had already gotten used to that. So I don't entirely see why they felt the need to change that. But hey, look, it's there. However, if you're not using direct touch, the maximize and minimize buttons are exactly where they used to be. So you don't have to worry about that change if you're not using direct touch. And a lot of you probably won't be using direct touch since that still has the issue of actually not being able to run multiple displays and you being forced to basically use the only one that's right there in front of you. Kind of like a tablet, I guess I can see what they're going for, the accessibility side of things here and kind of uniformity, but I would love to be able to have 3 displays or maybe 3 tablets just floating around, being able to grab whichever one I want at will and use it like a tablet. That would be incredible with direct touch, especially since hand tracking is working as well as it is right now. Massive feature for those of you that are using the Quest Pro. Last time we got local dimming in PCVR. Now we have access to local dimming system-wide. Yes, you can finally enable local dimming and improve your black levels drastically system-wide on the entire Quest operating system. Currently, it's not just a switch that you can flick, you will need to use an ADB command. But now, being able to run ADB directly on the headset itself, you can run this command inside the headset. I will need to do a tutorial on how you can enable ADB inside the Quest itself, as it has gotten quite a bit easier. But after you run this command and press the power button once and then press it again in order to turn the screen on and off, you should see a change inside your Quest Pro, with the black levels being a lot better and local dimming being enabled inside the entire Quest operating system. This is fantastic, and honestly, I cannot wait to explore my Quest ecosystem with local dimming working system-wide. You now also on the Quest Pro have display brightness compensation, which should hopefully make the display brightness look more even. But of course, you always gain some and lose some, and this will make the display look slightly darker overall. These are some of the major changes that I have noticed inside the system right now. I'll be bringing you guys updates on what exactly has changed as we move on, as there's no official mega thread or any release notes out for this yet. In fact, it started coming out like yesterday or 2 days ago, so it's still a brand new update. People are still finding out what they can do with it and what things Meta has hidden in the background. But yeah, you guys can be excited for some very nice new features coming our way. And with that being said, let's move on to the next piece of news. The Metaverse is about to be flooded, as Meta is planning to open Horizon Worlds to kids ages 13 and up. Now, kids had already been getting into Horizon in multiple different ways, but they were getting banned pretty quickly by the admins there. However, now Meta is officially planning to open Horizon Worlds to kids 13 and up. Now, I myself personally don't visit Horizon that much. I know a lot of people really enjoy it, and I know a lot of people actually do tend to visit it. But now, with kids being able to go into it, it's going to be quite an interesting journey. Kids are known to like trolling people, and this has already been happening in Horizon as is, but with them now being able to freely join into Horizon World, I am interested to see what the landscape of Horizon is going to look like. Now, don't get me wrong, kids are already allowed into platforms like VRChat or Rec Room, and those seem to be doing alright. You can always make a private room if there's some kids annoying you and you don't feel like dealing with that. Or you can make a Friends Plus world. Meta says the new policy will go into effect in the coming weeks, effectively opening the company's first-party social platform to its entire user base in those countries, as Meta only allows kids 13 and up to play on Quest headsets. To prepare for the wave of younger users, the company is also releasing some age-appropriate protections and safety defaults. Safety features will include the ability for teens to control who they follow and who can follow them back. Profiles are also set to private by default, which obscures active status and location. Worlds and events will have content ratings, so younger teens can't get in. A new voice mode feature is also rolling out to everyone, which garbles voice of both unknown people and teens' voices by default. Raising your hand to your ear temporarily lets you hear other users when the voice mode is switched on, Meta says. Okay, those are some pretty interesting features, and if you ask me, some of those things are done correctly. For example, the garbling of the voice. I feel like that could be a feature that would not only limit trolling, but also protect the teens, which both of those things are actually really good, so props to them for that. But I am interested to see how many of these safety features are actually going to work, and work the right way. I guess we will just have to wait to see, as in the coming weeks, Meta is going to open the gates to everyone. Now for an interesting game bundle for you guys. Those of you that are looking to check out some cool PCVR titles, yes, these are PCVR, for a really cheap price, however, can check out the link down below. Now, the link down below is an affiliate link. If you don't want to use the affiliate link, you can just go onto Humble Bundle. But yes, this is once again Humble Bundle. If you don't know what Humble Bundle is, they're a platform where you can buy bundles of titles really cheap, and some of that money actually goes to charity. And this time, the bundle is actually really good. If you pay at least 16.45 in euro, you get Zenith, The Last City, Wanderer, Battle Group VR, Into the Radius VR, Rumble, Vertigo Remastered, and Superfly. Some of those titles being ones that you may have heard of in the past, as they are really big, and multiple people saying that those titles alone are worth as much as you're paying. So if you're interested in checking out the bundle, I will of course leave a link down below, and hopefully you can snag yourself some cool PCVR titles that you may not have otherwise been able to grab. With that being said though, let's move on to our last piece of news. As Apple's headset, which will supposedly be announced soon, will apparently have a plethora of first-party apps and services. Apple is building a trove of software and services for its upcoming AR/VR headset. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reports. The headset will support millions of iPad apps via the App Store, Gurman writes, with the home interface looking similar to the iPads and support for running multiple 2D apps at the same time, floating on a spatial interface. So this is very similar to Meta's headsets, on which you can sideload Android apps. However, this is done unofficially, but you can still open 3 of them at once and have them floating around you. Now, mind you, you can't really move them around. You have 3 spaces where you can place them. How Apple is going to work this out, I am very interested to see. Beyond those traditional 2D apps, Gurman says Apple is working on spatial versions of key apps, as well as new AR and VR apps, including a version of freeform collaboration app letting users draw on virtual whiteboards together, which Apple reportedly sees as a major selling point, a VR meditation app with camming graphics, sounds, and voiceovers, a VR version of Fitness Plus with an instructor in VR, similar to Supernatural, a VR sports service to watch sports in an immersive way, leveraging its next VR acquisition, and a VR version of Apple Books. Gurman also reported in January that Apple is working on a VR version of FaceTime that realistically renders a user's face and full body in virtual reality to allow two headset owners to communicate as if they were in the same room. So there you guys go. In case you're waiting for the Apple VR and AR headset, there's a few really exciting features to be looking forward to. What the price tag is going to be and what the headset is going to look like, we don't 100% know yet. All we think we know is that the price tag is going to be pretty high and pretty up there. But if the headset is anything like what the leaks indicate it's going to be like, quite a few people might actually be interested. So I'm looking forward to see what Apple creates, as where Apple goes, the industry tends to follow. And just final piece of note for any of you that are interested, I just jumped into VRChat, and VRChat now, on the non-beta branch, supports facial expressions on the Quest Pro. So if your avatar supports it, you can now jump into VRChat and enjoy that on the Quest Pro fully standalone. And I'm loving VRChat bringing all these features in on standalone headsets so that you can enjoy everything without having a super powerful PC. So props to you VRChat devs, that is incredible, and it will allow me to enjoy the game that little bit more completely PC free. That's going to be it for today's video. If you guys like this one, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess this button works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and check out our Reddit down below, where I'd love to see you discussing the topics we talked about in today's video, and just anything you feel like talking about. It's an open space. Thank you so much to all the lovely names going off to my right. Those guys are my Patreons, and they're helping me out a ton right now, so seriously, much love. And as usual, if you guys want to be notified of future content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.